You are not alone. You have God on your side. You and God are besties. Y'all locked in. He touches your heart in a very deep, meaningful, inexplainable way. God always is your best friend. And who is God? What is God? In other words, God can be love. God can be thoughts. God, it could be connection, community. God expresses itself in various different ways. God expresses itself through things you hear, things you see, birds chirping, you know what I'm saying? People. God is everywhere, and God is your friend. Even if you are by yourself, you're never alone. And I take pride in saying that God is my friend. God is somebody that can make me feel the brightest when I should. Everything around me may look like I should feel the lowest, but it's like that faith, that belief, that knowing that you're not alone. You have to believe it within you and open your heart so God light can come inside and really just, yeah, that grace, that peace. It's like, what was I really worried about? Like, what was I truly worried about? God was on my side the whole time. All I had to do was open and be receptive to that love, that unconditional love, that faith, that being, that insight, that intelligence that sees something that I, with my human eyes, may not be able to see. So to me, it may look like chaos. It may look like a tower moment. It may look like, something that's, why is this happening to me? But it's like, dang, and then you really sit back and you see what's happening. You're like, that wasn't happening to me. That was happening for me. So I want you to know that you're not alone. God is by your side. God is by my side. I am blessed to even be able to express these things. I'm so happy. Like, genuinely, this deep sense of peace and love and happiness is like this elation and elevation that I just want to express. And, I'm aware that it's certain people who may be in resistance to that. But I manifest and pray that the message, who this is for, hits them. To understand that they're not alone. And if you comment something, I'll reply. I'll reply. I'll say something to show you even more. If you want to talk to somebody, this is not the biggest channel in the world, as it's being a smaller channel. Even though I'm really saying very big things on this small channel, say something and I will respond. This is a community. This is not just me talking to you, me preaching, and I'm garnering views and whatever. Like, nah, this ain't that. This is a community. This is divinely modified. This is DMO. It's a spin on genetically modified, divinely modified. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's alchemy, it's transmutation, turning something that's negative into something positive, turning lead into gold. But yes, I'm here. God's here. And if you don't say anything, that's fine too. I'm just grateful to even be here. I'm grateful to be able to share this message of love. This is all this is about, just love. And I was going on a walk today, and I wanted to get some food today. And then the supermarket that I wanted to get some food at was pretty far, like walking distance. But I wanted to go for a walk because I have wheels and vehicles for people to go. But I'm like, something is calling me to just walk, and it's like this is good exercise for me. It was a lot of reasons why I wanted to walk. When I got there, I got picked out all these things that are amazing, beneficial for the body type things. And when I got to the register, my card kept declining. I'm like, why is my card declining like that? I know I have the money there. I called the card. It's saying something with my pen. I tried too many times. I did it again. I changed my pen number. Then I swiped it. It wasn't going. And eventually I just said, it's okay. And I walked away, and I walked back home. And I felt this irritation, and I was almost in tears because I'm very sensitive. And it's just like, it's the fact that as a collective, we have to even pay for food. It's so sad. And then the fact that my card was declining, even when I had the money, and I know I had the money in there, was like, it was like one of those things like, why God, why, like, why? And I felt my innate reaction to question. But then I thought, I was listening to music. I was listening to Kendrick Lamar, and his messages are very deep and very spiritual. And I was listening to Mortal Man, and in that song, he's basically, if Ish hit the fan, are you still a fan? If Ish hit the fan, are you still a fan? Basically, are you still a fan of God, even when things look negative or bad? You know what I'm saying? Are you still going to be loyal to that intelligence? And I really had to sit with that. And I had to allow myself to feel what I felt. Like, yeah, this is how I feel. But then I started looking at it from a higher perspective. I'm like, maybe it's a reason. Everything happens for a reason. Maybe me telling this story to you is something that gives you a sense of understanding that everything happens in divine timing. Everything happens with a spiritual essence, a divine essence that you may not be able to comprehend with your human brain, but your heart can comprehend it. You feel it. Feeling is the whole thing. So, yeah, and I got home. I read some pages in the Bible that my late grandmother gave me, and I was reading Proverbs, which, I'm new to the Bible space, but it's very Proverbs seem to be my most favorite book so far, because it's just like wisdom. It's like, oh, like they spitting, bro. Like, and I'm not any religion. I don't claim any one religion, but I definitely, I'm a very open mind and I'm an open heart. But neither here or there. I'm just grateful to be able to share that. And I learned that, yeah, it's okay. It's something greater. Maybe when I do be blessed for being loyal and staying true, then I'll be happy. I'm happy now. The happiness doesn't start with me getting food. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to be happy now and be with God at all times, no matter what's happening to you. It's like loyalty. It's like loyalty. It's tests. And even when I was, learning more about another book, an audio book I was listening to called The Aquarian Gospel of Jesus Christ, Jesus was getting tested, and when he was in Egypt and going through trials, and like, it was like, it could have been a carnal desire. It could have been evil. Like, are you going to just stand by idly when evil is happening? Are you going to, what I'm saying? Are you going to show fear to things other than God? You know what I'm saying? And something I've seen in Proverbs is the fear of God is the hate of evil. And fear, I think the word fear was the thing that was throwing me off the most about that word, about like about the Bible and God in general. Like, you're supposed to fear God. I didn't comprehend and understand that. I'm like, when I love God, I love God. I don't fear God. But I believe fear is a parable to basically, if certain paths you don't walk, if you don't walk in the path of light, and you choose a more evil path, then God will chastise you until you get to that path. It's free will, but it's also direction. It's like, no, my child. It's like a parent teaching a child something, like a lesson, by maybe punishing them, taking away a game, maybe taking away something that they want so they can learn, like, this is not the way. You understand? And it's nothing wrong with being free, and there's nothing wrong with, you know, wanting not to feel like you're being controlled, but it's not control. This is a guidance. There's a thick line. There's a clear differential between guidance and control. And that's something I had to learn, and it took humility. It took humbleness in my heart. And understanding that, yo, like, I'm not in this world by myself. I'm not, it's an intelligence that I may not understand fully, logically. Logic is a ceiling you could get with logic, especially, specifically in spiritual spaces. It's like, logic is like, and even when you have intuition, if you're a tarot reader, if you're a channeler, if you are a divine speaker, that's not logical. That's not something you're thinking about. You're a channel. You're a vessel for that light. It's not you that is expressing this. It is God that is expressing this. And yes, you and God is your highest self. God, the logos, the monad, that is your highest self. And there's only one highest self that we all connected to. And it shows its grace through people. Because it's the only way it can interface with this world. This 3-dimensional world is through its physical vessels. You know, and yes, it's other forces, but it's invisible to these human eyes. But I digress. But the main message is God loves you, I love you, and you're not alone. And if you're in a state of not understanding your path and where you're going, it's okay. Because everything happens in divine timing. Even if you feel like you're going through suffering, all it takes is a perspective change. This is happening for me. Really, even if you're feeling anxious and heavy energy, lean into that heavy energy. That heavy energy, behind that heavy energy is freedom. Because you'll cry. Allow yourself to mourn. Allow yourself to process your deep, deep, deep emotions that you put in the back of the back burners of your mind. Truly go on that other side of that. And on the other side of that, love it unconditionally, the same way you will love a baby, the same way you will treat a flower or a garden that you know, your inner garden is that key. But yes, this is wisdom from Divinely Modified. I appreciate you. Much love.